April 13th, 1612. Two warriors, one island. A duel that would echo through history for over 400 years. Sasaki Kojiro, the master of the 3-foot blade, undefeated, feared across Japan. Miyamoto Musashi, the wandering ronin with 60 victories and 0 losses. Only one would leave that island alive. This is the story of the most legendary duel in samurai history. Sasaki Kojiro was 27 years old, a Kensei, a sword saint, and the chief weapons master of the Hosokawa clan. By this point in his life, Kojiro had become so skilled that he could fend off 3 opponents using nothing but a tessen, a metal fan. His reputation was legendary, but his true weapon? That's what made him terrifying. Monohoshizao, the laundry pole, or the drying pole. A Nodachi forged by the master swordsmith Ichihara Nagamitsu in the Bizen tradition. The blade alone measured over 3 shaku. That's approximately 90 to 100 centimeters, or about 35 inches. For context, the average katana blade was around 70 centimeters. Kojiro's sword was nearly 50% longer. It looked like the bamboo poles used for drying clothes, hence the nickname. But there was nothing mundane about it. Kojiro had mastered this seemingly unwieldy weapon to perfection. He founded his own school of swordsmanship called Ganryu, the large rock style, named after the very island where he would meet his fate. His signature technique was the Tsubame Gaeshi, the turning swallow cut. The move mimicked the flight of a swallow, a fluid downward strike immediately followed by a lightning-fast upward slash. Legend said this technique was so fast it could catch a bird mid-flight, with speeds exceeding 200 kilometers per hour. That's 124 miles per hour. With a 3-foot blade moving at that velocity, if it connected, you were done. Kojiro had studied under Toda Saigen, a master of the Ichi-ryu style who specialized in the kodachi, the short sword. As a sparring partner, Kojiro used the Nodachi against his master's short blade, learning to exploit reach and timing until he surpassed even Saigen's younger brother in combat. That's when he left to forge his own path. By 1610, Kojiro was untouchable, feared, respected. And then Miyamoto Musashi challenged him. Musashi was already a legend in his own right. By the time of this duel, he had won over 60 duels without a single loss. He had developed Niten Ichi-ryu, the 2 heavens as one style, wielding both a katana and a wakizashi simultaneously, something almost no one else did. But even Musashi knew Kojiro was different. The duel was set for dawn on Ganryu Island, a small, isolated piece of land off the coast of Japan. Kojiro arrived early, prepared, focused, ready, and Musashi didn't show up. Hours passed, the sun rose higher, and still no Musashi. This wasn't an accident. This was psychological warfare. Musashi knew Kojiro's temperament. Proud, precise, disciplined. Making him wait would plant doubt. It would stoke anger. It would disrupt the mental clarity that a swordsman of Kojiro's caliber relied on. And it worked. When Musashi finally stepped off the boat, Kojiro was seething. But Musashi had one more trick. While traveling to the island, he had carved a bakken, a wooden sword, out of an oar. And this bakken? It was longer than Kojiro's Nodachi. Musashi had negated Kojiro's greatest advantage, reach. The duel itself was shockingly brief. Kojiro drew first, unleashing his legendary Tsubame Gaeshi. The blade sliced through the air at over 200 kilometers per hour, aimed directly at Musashi's head. It missed by inches. Some accounts say it cut Musashi's headband clean off. In that single moment, the fraction of a second it took for Kojiro to recover from the swing, Musashi struck. His longer bokken came down hard, shattering Kojiro's left ribs. Before Kojiro could react, Musashi delivered a second devastating blow to his skull. Sasaki Kojiro fell. Musashi turned and walked away without looking back. He had won. But years later, when reflecting on his life and the countless duels he fought, Musashi would say that Sasaki Kojiro was the strongest opponent he had ever faced, not the most famous, not the most decorated, the strongest. So what does this duel teach us? Kojiro had everything: superior reach, a legendary technique, years of mastery, an undefeated record. And yet, he lost not because he lacked skill, but because Musashi understood something Kojiro didn't. Strategy beats technique, psychology beats precision, and adaptation beats raw power. Musashi didn't just fight with his sword, he fought with his mind. He disrupted Kojiro's mental state. He negated his reach advantage. He forced Kojiro to fight on his terms, not Kojiro's. And in the end, that made all the difference. The island where they fought? It's now called Ganryu Island, named after Kojiro's school, not Musashi's, because even in defeat, Kojiro's legend endures. His mastery of the Nodachi, his Tsubame Gaeshi, his unwavering dedication to perfection. Sasaki Kojiro may have lost the duel, but he won immortality. What other legendary duels or warriors from Japanese history should I cover next? Drop your suggestions in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this story, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.